I'm here with the Chad Spikes. How are you, Chad?
I'm doing great, Virgil. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Boy, what a wonderful job you did on this song I wrote last year, and it's the longest song ever worked on in history, I think. It's like we're at about a year right now. You came in like in December, so you were like the Johnny Come Lately. I was like the original singer, but now I ended up having you sing, and you sang shortly before Christmas last year. What are your feelings on this song?
Well, first of all, it's an honor to sing it. I appreciate it. I really like the song. I got the chance to listen to it. And, when you asked me to do it, I was humbled. But I love the song. I think it's something that everyone can relate to. Everyone's had a relationship that's gone bad, that started out great. Whether you're 15 to 70, 80 years old. So it kind of speaks to everyone, and I think that's what I like about the song.
Excellent. And then, as you were singing it, did we have the rap part in there yet or not? Or was that not in there?
Yes, actually it was. I think it was.
So we did have that in there. So it was. It was like an interesting.
Teased me with it a little bit, you know.
Sure. So is it? I mean, so the dynamics of the song, is it a little bit different than what you've done before?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the band Born Lonesome. We do bluegrass music, and so yeah, it's definitely, we don't rap in bluegrass.
Not yet.
Yeah. But yeah, it's this is great because a good song's a good song. This song could cross over, I think, to many genres. This song certainly is pop, could be country, could really, cross over a few genres. So I think that's what's great about the song as well.
So as a musician, and you've been a musician most of your life, have you not? I mean,
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit of your background with music.
Yeah, I mean, I started singing chorus in middle school and won some like state competitions and ended up trying out for Florida State University operas and traveled around Florida touring, doing operas. And from that point on, my dad was our band manager, and I've been playing in bands and got my first record deal when I was 18, and just been doing this a long time.
Excellent. And what parts of this song, or parts of this song, really spoke to you the most, you think, musically?
Musically, I think what is this is a very hook-oriented song. The chorus is fantastic, and I think I like the beginning. The beginning reminds me of like wedding music, like being in a wedding reception, and then all of a sudden it kicks into like this kind of R&B groove, and then it's got this pop melody, and then it transitions over into rap, and then it goes out with this great hook melody. So I think all that combined is what makes it a great song. So.
Excellent. And you really brought, without hoping that your hat size doesn't get too large on this one, you really brought this element to the table. I mean, I originally had sang it, but bringing in your voice, and I had listened to, what's the name of that R&B release that you had done a few years ago? What was it called? R&B?
Yeah, it's called R&B.
Don't speak about the loneliness inside. I can see the hurt in your eyes, sugar. You try to be strong, you try to hold on. Now here's
The song "Hurry, Hurry." A lot of different songs on there.
Man, did that really speak to me? That was what a selling point for me, though, too, to hear. And it's odd that we did a collaboration years ago, didn't we? A few years back.
Yeah. We've done a few things together.
Yeah. So there you go, man. That's kind of cool. And here we are going full circle, but with a totally different genre. I think you had a rock song you had me do slide guitar on or something.
That's right. Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
it's dark and there's no
and I are a lot more alike than you may think, and I think it's because of the different. There's just so many different genres that do speak to both of us.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this song really is doing, because one of the feels that I wanted to get at the ending was that like Cashmere from Led Zeppelin feel, where the whole orchestra kicks in and just like bash in your face, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you could really feel that coming in there, and then to have you going back and forth, it was like the battle in between you and Prime, you know? And
Yeah.
so now talk to us a little bit more lyrically about the song. How do you think that unrolls on there? Is it, I mean,
Well, I think it starts out as everybody's been in a relationship that's, that's going very well, and you fall in love. I mean, I think back to when I was 15 years old, my first love, and I just thought that was it. And boy, was I crushed.
right.
Was I crushed when it wasn't everything that I thought it was. And
What's that song? Only Love Can Break Your Heart.
yeah.
That was Neil Young, I believe.
Yeah, it's very true.
So, and that's what it is. And it's so funny because as I was writing the song, that's all I was thinking of was the 15-year-old.
Yeah.
It's the tremorized.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't understand. She dumped me.
Yeah.
She took everything. You didn't have anything at 15. At 15, you have nothing. You got nothing.
Earlier I said 15 to 70. I'm trying to picture a 70-year-old doing what you just did now.
Right, no.
Maybe not.
No, maybe not so. Correct. So that's really, so it is painting this picture, and it mentions photographs and stuff like that. So we have things like that going in there, and it seems like it's a two-way street with this. It's not just usually one person. There's
Absolutely. Everybody has to take responsibility for their side of the problem, or the story. That's very true. It's very true.
And then at the it was funny because I spoke with Prime about this. I wrote the rap. I wrote the rap and I sent it to Prime, and he was like, do you mind if I write something? Because mine had to do with burning houses down. There was going to be a long prison sentence, and apparently he didn't find that worthy.
Well, that sounds like a bluegrass song. Yeah.
It sounds like a what?
Bluegrass song.
Yeah.
Prison, burning.
Right. Yeah. And the dog bit me and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what that ended up being. But it was pretty cool what he did there, because there seems to be a couple different sides to the story as the song gets released, and his is much more insightful than mine. It really is.
He puts a nice spin on the song.
He does.
He really does. Yeah.
And then he has the final word, which they're going to have to download the song to actually hear that. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
But he does, and so tell everybody what he, without being specific. I mean, what does he do at the end of the song with you? I mean, what's going on there? Emotionally, what's going on?
I'm feeling relief, because, acceptance.
Right?
I almost feel like it ends up being okay.
Yeah.
So.
Not bad for a breakup song, because usually it's like, you just see the dust in the trail and everything.
Yeah.
They went there. Journey wrote a whole song called "Separate Ways."
On it,
Yeah. But he kind of leaves a door open.
Yeah.
And he does that with his lyrics. I didn't do that with mine.
And by the way, when you first brought this to me, your vocals sound great on this song.
Well, thanks.
I appreciate. I appreciate
I'll do a release next year.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what? I had a struggle with that, because we're our own worst critics with the vocals, and I finally was working on trying to get my voice going. I actually sing in a band. I'm in a band called the Briarwood Blues Society. That's what we're called, and I'm the singer. But it was the timbre of your voice that really struck me. There's a part when you come back in with your verse, the second verse in this song. I was telling you just the other day that I was hearing Joe Jackson, and it was just because of the the timbre of your voice, how that's just, it just has that kind of like almost like this hollowness of it, where you're just kind of bringing that in. So you have some
I'm a hollow person.
Well, no, you're shallow.
Oh, I'm shallow.
You shouldn't confuse this with hollowness.
Oh, okay.
But there's just something, there's a big depth to that, right? So it's almost like this canyon that opens up within you. Those are some special magical treats that you are able to give the audience. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your band Born Lonesome. I want to come out and see you guys, because I'm really, really impressed with your voice. And when you sang that, it didn't really sink in until I started mixing and putting all these things together. I'm going, and your voice seemed to get better and better and better, because I was just getting it to sit in the mix. Yeah. And you had heard that a little bit earlier on, that I was getting it to sit in the mix.
Yeah.
And I just did a different approach than you normally do that. But I mean, I know it's hard for you to speak about your own voice without being your own worst critic. But was there anything challenging about this, or was it pretty much kind of dry for you?
I just wanted to be me. I wanted to do the song justice by feeling every word that I sang, and to be convincing and tell the story, because it's a real story. It's a real situation that we've all been in, like we've said before, and I think everybody can relate to that.
It was a quick session. It was a pretty quick session.
If you left it up to me, we would still be here.
Right. Well, I want to say that you spent more time filming me filming you singing it than you actually sang it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of interesting. And I'm always jealous of musicians, not in a bad way, envious, I guess you could say, of musicians who are the one-take wonders, meaning you just came in and you just did. But I mean, I can do that with some guitar here and there, I guess. Yeah. So we have our own instruments, but you also play guitar too, though.
Yeah.
So, and you're also a singer-songwriter. So you're doing that, and you're in a bluegrass band now, which you've never been in before. Have you? No, you were in before.
For 20 plus years.
Right. So you were in this other band. And what was the name of the other band?
Sawgrass Flats. Was that band.
And then you guys
2000
played
to 2007. Yeah, we went out to South by Southwest. We were voted best bluegrass band in Tampa during that time. Played at Skipper Smokehouse. Played all over the place, and but now, Born Lonesome's just been a real blessing for me. I love it, and I think with the songs that I've written and the other guys have written on that album, having that experience of writing a song and knowing what it means to another songwriter made this a perfect fit, I think, for us. So
that's awesome.
So I appreciate that.
Thanks so much for your time. Chad Spikes, everyone.
I don't know why you do those things. It's really like you just